Hey, this is Chris Buono, and I'm going to teach you how to play Good Riddance, Time of Your Life from Green Day. It's Billy Joe playing with an acoustic, doing his thing, singing this tune that is going to be around forever and ever and ever because it's one of those catchy songs that just gets into your head and never leaves. This is a good tune to start learning how to play real deal acoustic rhythm guitar. Key G, standard tuning. We're going to get into watching me play it, and then we will all go off to where we got to go at whatever level we're learning it and figure out what Billy Joe was doing during Good Riddance, Time of Your Life. Ready? Here we go.
Another turning point, a fork stuck in the road. Time grabs you by the wrist, directs you where to go. So make the best of this test and don't ask why. It's not a question but a lesson learned in time. It's something unpredictable, but in the end is right. I hope you have the time of your life. So take the photographs and still frames in your mind. Hang it on a shelf in good health and good time. Tattoos and memories of dead skin on trial. For what it's worth, it was worth all the while. It's something unpredictable, but in the end is right. I hope you had the time of your life. It's something unpredictable, but in the end is right. I hope you had the time of your life. It's something unpredictable, but in the end is right. I hope you had the time of your life.
Good Riddance, Time of Your Life, Billy Joe Armstrong, solo, acoustic, Green Day technically, but it's Billy Joe just doing his thing and singing a classic. We're going to learn how to play what he played on that single acoustic, that infamous Taylor, Excalibur, owner of so many hits. So the song opens up with a signature approach to playing those three chords. You got a G, that's a G5, because there's no third in it currently. There's a C add 9 and a D, but I'm not holding down the third, so really a D5, and we got this. We all know it. The snap that you're hearing is the fact that I'm playing an upstroke. Downstrokes and upstrokes definitely have different timbres. Sometimes it's subtle, sometimes it's not. That part is the intro part, and it'll happen again at the end of the song. That's how he closes the song out. But once you take off from the beginning of the song, the verses come in, you're still doing that technique. And then once he once he moves on from that in the verse and starts playing about what I just played. That's a 4-chord progression that comes in. But in this case, we have E minor to D. And I'm still not at the committing to D major yet, or at least Billy Joe doesn't at this point. So you can just finger it like this if you'd like, or you can add the third and avoid it. I would just as well not do this. And then this one goes to a C, not a C add 9, with or without a third, C sus2, so we had C add 9, whatever. It is a C. And the big difference is the fact that the D is not at the top. It's a C at the top. And that's followed by a G. Now this is where it gets interesting when it comes to G. At the beginning of the song here, you're blatantly hearing this G5. At this point, though, you start to hear the third start coming in. It's interesting how he slides through different things as the song progresses. At this point, we're into the first chorus. This chorus, as every chorus is in the tune, is what I call a one-timer, meaning it doesn't repeat itself. And it's 6 bars long. So what we're doing is E minor to G, do it again. Notice how I'm keeping a medium dynamic. And that means I'm just not hitting that hard, but I'm not hitting that soft. And I'm going back and forth between E minor and this G. Also notice I'm keeping that high voice of each chord consistently. You don't hear this, and you don't hear this. You hear those notes consistently at the top. Do your best to make that happen. The G is not a problem because you can lean over on the high E string. But with the E minor, you just got to get used to the accuracy of hitting that note, the B, the string, as opposed to... Okay, chorus. I owe you 2 chords. So at the end, you have E minor to a D without that E string on the top. And that gets you out of your first chorus. From there, he goes into no vocals and is playing the G, C add 9, C sus2, I keep calling it C add 9, to a D. Now check this out. This is the first time he does an anticipation. What that means is, if we're thinking about chords appearing for the first time with the downbeat of a bar, the first beat of a bar, we're in 4/4 every time on 1. If you play a chord that the upbeat before the new measure, before the downbeat, that's called an anticipation or a push beat. And up until now, he has not done that, but now he's doing it. So he's giving you this interlude. He's starting to strum a little harder, starting to raise the dynamic a bit. So on that upstroke, I'm bringing in that D. I'm still not committing to that major third on the top. All right, next verse. Now we came in with the first verse doing. That's not what's happening here. I mean, he's kind of getting into it at this point with the chords. So notice where I'm starting to accent a little bit, starting to give you some inflections of a consistent accenting pattern. Sometimes on the 2, definitely the anticipation, and on the 2 again. On the G's, I had the upbeats, 4 and 1 and stuff. Feel it. Listen to the tune. Listen to him singing. If you're singing it, really singing it like him, follow your inflections and it'll sound right. And even if you change it a little bit, and you're reinterpreting the vocal melody in your own rhythmic way, that's okay. Just, keep in mind your guitar playing should serve the song. Or if you're playing with someone who is singing and you're playing, listen to them. Telepathy aside, you try your best to match what they're doing. Okay, moving on. At this point, we're in the second verse, and to finish out a verse, we get that 4-chord progression. And again, I'm starting to get a little more dynamics. Now, at this point, I've now introduced an anticipation in a different spot. I'm playing E minor and pulling in D, then I'm playing C and pulling in G, and I'm doing this twice. And check it out, 1, 2, anticipation. 1, 2, anticipation. Then I move into a chorus. Chorus basically played how we've been checking it out. Oh, with the exception of pulling in the D, so. So I pulled in the chords to every even numbered sequence here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Those bars, I'm pulling in those chords. I'm doing the anticipation. That leads us into the violin solo. Changes our G to C sus2 and D. And you start to finally hear the major third on the D. One reason is because it's really starting to hit. dynamically we're starting to hear. And also on the C sus2, which is now kind of graduated into becoming a C add 9 a little bit. Violin solo. What I just played, you played 4 times. You come out of it, you do the 4-chord progression. And you're going to pull in the D and the G. Check it out. And you're going to do that twice. And you're going to pull in the chords where I'm saying. That flows into a one-timer for a chorus, the 6 bars. And you're going to continue these new anticipations on the even-numbered bars. So you're anticipating each even-numbered bars, 2 Gs and a D. And from there, another time, he gives you some changes without vocals. Back into G, C sus2 D. Anticipate, stress that anticipation, accent that anticipation. You play that twice, and that's going to flow you into the closing down of the song, which means at this point the dynamics are going to just go down, and you're going to get into a chorus, 6-bar, one-timer, and it's going to now resemble the way the song was started. No anticipation. So it's almost like he's reversing the beginning of the song. He's going from chorus to that intro idea. And at this point, he basically plays what he played in the beginning. So you got to go back to that accuracy of how you attack the second string. So remember, I twisted over my wrist a bit. I gave a little snap, kind of natural snap from the upstroke to that note that's on the second string. That's common between the chords, between the G5, C sus2, and D5. And you play it twice. And when you get to the end at the D, this is just the attention to detail guy that I am. He does this. It's nice. The way he repeats that. And you lightly strum into that last G and slow it up a little bit with a retard and let the G ring with good old fermata. At least that's what's on the paper. So that is how you play Good Riddance, Time of Your Life. That is Billy Joe's approach to playing it acoustically. Keep in mind everything I said about the rhythm, the inflections, some of the technique, and even the tonal stuff about trying to get a certain tone. Find one that works for you and try the pick first. Trust me. So hit the practice session, get it going, and then, bring it out to the world, however it may come, whether you're singing it, backing somebody up, doing it instrumentally, whatever the case may be. This is a wonderful song to first start getting into real deal acoustic playing, which means pay attention to the details. Okay, get to work.
Another turning point, a fork stuck in the road. Time grabs you by the wrist, directs you where to go. So make the best of this test and don't ask why. It's not a question but a lesson learned in time. It's something unpredictable, but in the end is right. I hope you have the time of your life. So take the photographs and still frames in your mind. Hang it on a shelf in good health and good time. Tattoos and memories of dead skin on trial. For what it's worth, it was worth all the while. It's something unpredictable, but in the end is right. I hope you had the time of your life. It's something unpredictable, but in the end is right. I hope you had the time of your life. It's something unpredictable, but in the end is right. I hope you had the time of your life.
That's all for this session. If you've enjoyed what you've seen here today, don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit that little notification bell for more lessons in the future. Make sure you check out the other lessons on our channel, and don't forget to head over to TrueFire.com for the full experience. We have synchronized tabs, jam tracks, and a massive library of courses covering all topics a guitarist could ever want to learn. Until next time.